and welcome to the second part of this ATM tutorial. Now what I want to achieve is to add all of the buttons here, so I'm going to exit out. Let's come right down here. I'll copy these, maybe even copy all of these for now, and just paste it right here. These are going to be the buttons that you will use to enter your PIN number. That's a PIN number buttons. So that is just for my own reference. Okay, now the image I intend to use, I'm going to call that image number 1. Let's get rid of this long statement there. And the very image, I'll call it 1. That is for number 1. And for image number 1 is right here. You see all of the images, I've actually named them according to their number. So I have 1, 2, 3, 0, 4, 5, and so on. So that's how I'm going to name every single component I have in here. And this very button, I'm just going to call it button 1, BTN1, BTN2, and so on. So that will make life easy for me, so I know who I am referring to. And for image number 1 is going to, the name is 1. Okay, and let's get rid of this there, and it's going to be inside frame, top frame 1. I think all of them are actually going to be inside top frame 1. I'm going to change this one to 1 as well, change this one to 1, and top frame 1 as well there. Now the other thing is, let's define the rows. For image number 1 is going to be on row number 2, row 2, and the column is going to be 0. I'm going to make the pattern x-axis, let's say that's going to be 4 by 4. Okay, we're not going to do anything with this state, so I'm going to get rid of that. So the state of that will be normal, so I might as well get rid of it. And there, look at the image I intend to use is image 1, so I'm just going to change all of these to image 1. That's the name right there. Okay, as for image number 2, that is it right here. So instead of carrying out all these amendments, yeah, well, I can just copy this. That would be for image number 2. Paste that in there. Or button number 2. This is for button number 3. Just change the names around, and this is going to be for button number 4 there. So let's change this to 2 and 3, then 4 here, and right here that is going to be image 4, image 3, and image number 2. There we go. Now the pattern here, so I say that's going to be 4, so let's make this 4 as well. I'm just going to copy this, let's paste it here for these other ones. Right, I got rid of the states, so I might as well get rid of these ones as well. Yeah, there. Now the image, this one is going to be number 2. This is 3, and that is 4. There we go. I think that will be all for the very first images, or the very first button. So let's see how it now. Wait a minute, this is row 2, and this is going, the next one is going to be row 2 as well. Okay, let's change all of this first before and make any move. This one will be 1, and this will be row number 3. That is 3. Now that will be 2, and this is 2. And what about number 4? For number 4 will be row 3 and 0. Okay, let's try this out and just see how that's gonna look like. So I'm gonna run it. Let's see. There we go. I have all my buttons in place. But what I'm thinking of, maybe I should just add the other button here. I think maybe I should do that, and this one will have its own buttons as well. Yeah, let's do that. Close this. Okay. So to get this one working, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, because that's going to be on the same column with all of these ones. So I'm going to change the name of this. I'll change that to cancel. Right, and this very image, maybe we should just change that to something easy, something I can remember. That will be, I'm going to call it CE. And in here, I think the name of the image is just called cancel anyway, so that's fine. And right here, the row will be, the column will be column number 3. Yeah, I think that will do the trick. Okay, what about this? Let's change this one to CE. I think that's all there is to it. I'm going to run it now. Hopefully that should take care of that. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's fine. So, but I'm going to need some spacing. I'm going to have to spacing it out. Okay, that's fine for now. We may have to change these to about 6, and let's just see. Alright, that's good. Okay, let's assume the first role is taken care of. So this is going to be the second role here. Copy that and just paste it here. Right, so there's going to be other ones, so that's going to be, I'm going to copy all of these and just paste it right underneath here and bring that up. Now this is going to be button 4, 5, so that will be 5. So that will be 4, 5, 6 here. So that's fine. This will be 6, 6, and 6. Why this one? We can just change this one to, this is cancel. We can change this to clear. Clear. Alright, so we can change this to L as well. Now, let's position them. If this is 0, this one will be 3, 1. This one will be 3, 2. And this will be 3, 3. Right. Now, what about the images? Yeah. Okay, this is image 5. We have 6 here. Yeah. And this is image cancel. Alright, let's just run it and see. That should work anyway. Let's see. There we go. Oh, this is wrong. Let's change that. That should be clear. Yeah, I believe that's the name. That should be clear. Let's see. There we go. That's nice. Okay, that's good. Now, what else do we need? We're going to have to do something about this spacing here. Okay, now let's come down here. The next one, I'm just going to copy this, copy all of that. I now need, since I have 4 to 6, so this one will be 7. Yeah, and this will be 8, 8, 8. This is 9. And here as enter. Yeah, enter. I think this is called enter as well. So let's change this to enter right here. Okay, what about this button? I'm going to change that to enter. Look at this. This should have been clear. Change this button to clear. And let's correct the spelling of our console here. It should be a C. Right. So that's fine anyway. Now, this is on rule 3. Then this will be rule 4. 4 and 4 and 4. Yeah, I think so. I think everything is right. No, this is 9. Enter, enter. Okay, let me run this and see. So there we go. Oh no, wrong buttons. It's there though, but wrong buttons. Let's see. Oh, I was meant to change the name of this. This should be 7. And this is 8. We have 9. Alright, let's try it one more time. Okay, that's fine. Now underneath here there will be empty button, 0, empty button, and empty button. So we can copy all of these. And what are the empty buttons called? It's just called empty there, and 0 is called 0. Okay, come right down here, paste. There we go. Now this is going to be empty. I'm just going to call it SP1 space 1. So this will be space 1 as well. Okay, and empty is called empty. Now this is 0. So image 0. Image 0 here as well. Change that to 0 and change the name of this to 0. And in here that is going to be 0. So that is all done. This is going to be empty. SP2. So SP2 here, SP2 here, and this will be empty. Right. This should be SP1. Just trying to be consistent with the naming. And here that's going to be empty as well. SP3. SP3 here. The SP just stands for space. Space 3, space 1 and 2. Right, and this is empty. Okay. If this is 4, this should be 5. 5, 5 and 5. There we go. Alright, I think I might be ready with let's run it and see anyway. Let's see. There we go. Now we can now start work on taking care of the functions. Right, that's good. So all that is left for me to do now is just to tidy up things, make it look more presentable. So I'm going to go up here. Let's change the spacing for the frames. So I have frame 1, 2, and 3, and these two frames. What spacing do I have in here? I have 8. I'm going to change it from 8 to 2, 2, and 2. Let's see what's going to happen. Run the program. Look at that. We're almost there. That's good. Okay, I'm just going to add 1, 1, 1 to all of them. Make it 3, 3, 3. Where is it? 3, 3, and 3. Run. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. You see that, guys? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now we need to start writing some serious codes now. This will be for the functions. Okay, so I'm gonna come, leave all of this here. Okay, have a good look at the lines of code first. Take it from the top. Okay, bring it down. Down. Those are the lines of code that takes care of the buttons. Yeah. Alright, so we then need to take care of the functions. I'm going to paste the functions right underneath right there. So that's fine. So copy this. And let's paste the function there. I'm going to call it functions. Okay, and the very first function I'd like to take care of would be for the pin number. So I'm going to say there, that would be enter pin number. Let's just say enter underscore pin. Yeah, that's fine. Enter underscore pin. There. Okay, right here, I'm now going to declare a local variable. This my local variable would be, let's just call that pin. There we go. That's the name of my local variable. I'm going to say equals self dot receipt dot get, and what would I be? I'm going to say get whatever I have in there. That would be, oh yeah, that's correct, 1 dot and 0. That's one the very first row. This being for the very first row. Okay, and I want you to delete whatever I have underneath the second row. This is how it's done. You can research that, you will find out more about it. The reason why it's like this is because I am using a text widget, and that's the command used to retrieve and enter data into retrieve data from text widgets. Okay, now that is done, I'm going to copy this. Now, okay, let's use an if statement first. I'm going to enter if this variable here equals, let's say we have 2213. If that is equal to 2213, shall I say string, because there's a string value going in there. I'm going to call that string then. Okay, if the value in here is 2213, I want the system to open up. Okay, that's my very first one. So let's close this here. Or if the value in here, let's make up another one. Let's say 4323. That's for another customer. That's another customer's PIN number and another customer PIN number. Let's go for 5982. Right, those are the PIN numbers. Maybe we should put everything in a bracket. There we go. Then we enter semicolon here. If these numbers are what is entered, and I want the system to clear anything we have on this text field here. This one, let's copy this. Come right down here, paste. And to clear it, that will be .delete. And get whatever we have in the first row up to the end. There. Now, the next thing is we now want the system. Maybe I should list as follows. Okay, let's ask it to insert. Insert the following: and comma. Let's enter 2 tabs there. That is how you enter tabs. And in there, let's add one more tab. That's going to be ATM. And I'm just going to enter plus here. And let's enter. Ask it to go to second line. That's carriage return. There. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to copy this. That this thing will list out as follows. So the next one here is going to be let's call that withdrawal or cash withdrawal. Okay, I'm right down here. We just enter cash withdrawal here, right here, or withdraw cash. And the next one opposite it, that can be loan. Okay. Right. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's close this one here. And we also need to close this up. Right. So I'm going to copy that. I can always tidy it up if it's not good enough. Paste, and one more. This is going to be cash with receipt. Okay. And opposite cash with receipt, that will be deposit. Right. Now what is? I'm going to go for balance here. I'm right down here, enter balance. And opposite the balance, I'm going to just call that request new request new pin. And finally, underneath here, I'll call that mini statement. Mini statement. And opposite it, that will be statement or print statement, whatever. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Now, that is if the user enter any of this PIN number. All of this will happen. But at the same time, or if I run it, this is what I want the system to do actually. That should be column, not semicolon. There. And these are the ones I think they are right. Let's run it again. That would be double equals, and equals. Yeah, come on, man. Alright. Oh, no. Let's get rid of that. Run it again and let's see. Okay, what I want to show you guys is, if I enter the right PIN number, the correct PIN number, I want all of this to come alive. Okay, once I click on enter. So I need to be able to enter this in here first. So that means I have to create function for each of these buttons so that I can enter them in there. Okay. So end that. And end this as well. But if those buttons, if the PIN number are right, here I want you to enable all of the buttons. So to do that, these buttons, I have to call them. Where are they? Yeah, there they are. These ones. I have to call all of these buttons. Right, but there's a problem I encountered before. Let's see. Hopefully that shouldn't be the problem here, but let's see. If it doesn't work, then .config, and we want the state equals normal. Now let's see if that's going to work. If it works, let's see. If it doesn't give me error, then I'm going to stick to that. I was talking about indentation. Okay, take care of the indentation. Now come back. Let's see. Okay, alright, let me call. I want to call this first, and let's see if it's going to work. Wait, this will give me a problem too. Alright, I'm just going to copy this. See all of these for now. I'll comment it out. What I'm just doing is just testing to make sure these things work. I'll come right here and just press Alt 3, yeah, and get this one indented all the way. And I'm going to call this right inside my button enter. So let's come right down, enter command. That will be, I think that will be number 3. Enter. There we go, right there. And right here we just type in command. No, not uppercase, lowercase. Command equals that, comma. Okay, let's run it and see if that's going to work. There, click on this. Now I have an error. It doesn't recognize this. I don't know why. So I'm going to get rid of that. I had that problem before. Normally that's the right lines of code to enable the buttons. So what I'm going to do is as follows. I am now going to copy all of these. Where are my buttons? There they are. I'm going to copy all of them. I will leave out the the images. Just copy all of this from here, take it down, right, copy, and that's what I'm going to paste right in here. Paste them right here. There we go. Okay, let's get it indented. Come back in here, and first of all, indent it first so that I can get it working properly. Alright, there. And all of this where I have disabled, I'm going to enable it. That will become normal. And let's just copy it and paste it for the rest. Right there. We're getting somewhere. We're almost there. There we go. And repeat exactly the same thing for this one. Oh, this is the wrong one. This should be here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go back. This is right. Okay, let's go and copy left. Oh, this is left. This is right. Copy all of this. Yeah. Okay. Paste that here. And now I'm just going to get it indented again so that I get it right. Okay, that's fine. Now change all of this to normal. The reason why I'm doing this is to make sure we will be able to enable those buttons. Right, there we go. The right side button and the left side button. So I'm going to now run it and see. There we go. Click on this. There we go. I'm able to enable all the buttons, so that's fine. And at the same time, we have to be able to disable the buttons. So that will be for clear. So that means there should be another function underneath here called clear. Okay, so I'm going to right underneath here. Might as well just create that now. So that's going to be clear. Then we continue with this other one. Let's see, clear. There. There we go. Right, that's for clear. In the case of clear, I'm just going to copy all of this button, bring it down. Copy, left arrow and right arrow, and just paste it right underneath here. Paste. And let's get it indented. Yeah. Okay. Oops, undo that. Try that again, and let's hold on to the control, then press right. Okay. Now it's now well indented. Alright, I'm now going to call this function. Let's call it inside the button clear. Let's look for the button clear. Where is that? I think this is cancel. And clear should be underneath here somewhere. There we go, that's it. So here I'm just going to enter command equals clear. There we go. Now run. Let's see. It's almost there now. Okay, enable and disable, enable, disable. That's fine. It's all working the way I want. That's good. Now let's go back here. Right up here, I'm going to uncomment those. You can always, I think it's right here, you can always press Alt F4 or Alt 4 to uncomment it. This is it. Now all of this has to be indented back to be underneath the enter pin number. Okay, Control Shift, that's fine. Now the only way we can get this to work now is using the keys. Okay, now that this works, this is fine. Okay, the very first one is going to be as follows. So for the very first one, I'm just going to enter let's define, I'm going to say insert 0. That's the very first one. And in the case of insert 0, I'm going to call that value. That should be a V. Value 0 equals 0. Now it's going to be receipt self-txt receipt dot insert, and what are we inserting is going to be and equals value 0. That's the very first one. Copy and paste and close that. No. Okay, that's the very first one. So I'm going to call this value 0 inside button number 0. Let's look for button 0. Button 0 should be right underneath. There we go. Command equals that. If I run it now, let's see. Run. Yeah. So if I click on 0, I should be able to enter my zeros there. Okay, that's fine. And if I click on this, nothing will happen because that's wrong. So officially I should even enter something that say else in there. Where is it? Right here. Right up here. So let's just say else. We want a statement out. So it's going to be else, that's invalid. So this is the enter pin. So I'm just trying to finish up what was meant to be in there. So I'm going to copy all of this. Let's copy this as well. Yeah, come right down here and just paste my else statement there. Okay, delete whatever you enter in, the invalid details you enter in there, and here we just enter, let's say, invalid pin number. Invalid pin number. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to run it. And we take it from there. Alright, let's go for zeros. There. Enter. Invalid pin number. Okay, so with that, I'm going to call it the end of the second part of this tutorial. See you guys shortly.